All right, why did LeBron ruin everything?
Well, hold on. I need to preface this. I don't want the LeBron smoke. Because I saw how he ruined Doug Gottlieb's day yesterday.
Oh, and best believe we are on live on AM 570, the blowtorch in Southern California.
Better believe it. What
and
up,
so
blowtorch?
LeBron is waking up hearing you bozos right now. So.
Hey, LeBron, let it be known that me, Covino here, I'm a fan. And I will say this respectfully.
Kissing ass.
Hey, yeah, kissing the king's ass.
My dad's going to hit me up. Yeah, why are you kissing LeBron's ass? Why are you kissing his ass? I don't know, Dad. I'm just trying to be diplomatic here. I don't hate LeBron. Sounds like you're kissing his ass.
Sounds like it.
No, I will say, when you live under a microscope, the guy's been famous since he's, been out of high school, before high school. You got to give props first before you bring these things up because he rarely missteps and he's done so many things right. Imagine if you were under that microscope. Cameras on you all the time. How many times you would have misstepped, right?
Probably be in prison.
I think this is a misstep for LeBron, and it's kind of funny. So you got to hear us out.
You're right. He has been under the microscope since he was a teenager, and to think there's very few bad things anyone could say about LeBron James. Yeah. So if that's kissing his ass, then so be it.
And I'll also say this. I am not guilt-free here. I've also made this mistake before, and I'll tell you my story. So, again, I don't want the LeBron James smoke.
That time you dissed a kid at the Olympics?
Yeah, no. You'll hear about it. And I'll tell you what, if you guys don't know the story, LeBron James did call out Doug Gottlieb yesterday, and Doug was like, I really don't care. I don't care. There was a lot of drama here at Fox Sports Radio, though, yesterday.
Come on, Doug loves it. He has to.
I would love it. Hey, LeBron, feel free to call me out. I really don't care. It'd be great.
LeBron made fun of Doug for having a 3-24 record as a coach.
Don't you have anything better to do on your day off?
I'm Doug Gottlieb, everybody.
So here's what happens.
By the way, in a few weeks, I might have more coaching wins in Little League.
That is a low blow.
What? I'm just saying, I'm a coach.
Oh, now you're Coach Davis?
I'm Coach Rich.
Okay.
Give me a couple weeks.
So, again,
give me a couple weeks. I'm coming for you, Gottlieb.
What I say about LeBron, I say respectfully.
My team's 1-0.
But I do mean what I say. Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio in for Dan Patrick. Danny G, I need you on standby in case I say anything out of line or wrong because you're the resident Lakers fan. But this is the story as I know it, all right? 877-99 on Fox. It's All-Star Weekend. Most of us weren't tuning in, right? There was a lot of criticism. We talked about it yesterday. Man, it sucked. Even Draymond Green said it sucked. Trae Young said it sucked. Everybody said it sucked.
What did Draymond say on a scale of 1 to 10? 0.
Yeah. I mean, people did not hold back on their thoughts and feelings about the All-Star game. I mean, even Kevin Love was chirping yesterday. Did you see that, Danny G? About, hey, if you want people to participate, he was calling out Mac McClung winning three years in a row.
I would think we should call him out for some of his jokes during those 20-minute breaks.
Yeah, well.
I think, didn't Kevin Durant even say, hey, if you're going to criticize it so much, hey, let's just not have an All-Star weekend and we could just chill.
He did. I got it right here. He tweeted out last night. I think it's more fun to complain about the NBA than to actually watch it. Crazy. Cancel All-Star weekend and let's just give everybody a break since we're so miserable around this time. It's true, but you're just calling it as you see it.
I mean,
but people don't tune in to not like it. People want to like it.
But think about it this way, guys. We brought this up like a month ago, and we focused on how Charles Barkley and Shaq and all you would say the face of the NBA as far as broadcasters and pregame and postgame, they're roasting the league. Kevin Hart's
the league is terrible.
Kevin Hart's essentially doing stand-up about how bad it is. The players are saying it. No other sport poops on itself like the NBA. Imagine if, A-Rod and Jeter and Big Poppy. Big Papa.
You brought Biggie back to life.
Imagine if they were like, yeah, baseball stinks. Imagine if, Kevin Burkhardt and Joe Buck and Collinsworth, they were all like, yeah, the NFL stinks.
Yeah, they're trying to lift the sport. They're trying to polish a turd.
So the NBA is doing nothing to help itself.
Right. And that's the same as we see it, right? So at least they're being genuine about it because we also feel the same thing, and they're just calling it as you see it. And I'm calling it as I see it now. So it's All-Star Weekend. Everybody had their criticisms. To my understanding, LeBron's there, and he's an all-star. And last minute, he's like, yeah, I'm not going to play. And you got to put yourself in his size 16 shoes. Probably wanted to see how he felt. That's what I'm imagining. And then realized, like, you know what? It's not worth it not playing.
Yeah.
Now,
first time in 20 years that he wasn't active in the game. And Giannis, to be fair, did the same thing.
But it adds to the disappointment. In all fairness, Giannis isn't LeBron, right? LeBron has done a lot to lift the league. I don't say that to kiss his ass, but last minute, you know what you're doing now? You're taking the roster spot of someone else. Someone else could have been there had he made this decision sooner, but maybe he was really waiting it out, giving the benefit of the doubt, waiting it out to the last minute to see if he felt good enough, but his tootsie's hurt. His ankle hurt, whatever, sore, needed the rest, wasn't good enough to play. Now, criticism number one, again, roster spot taken.
I'm not worried about that.
Well,
you know what?
You're not in the NBA, bozo. What if you wanted to be on an all-star team? That would have been kind of cool.
In a league that complains about the weekend, who's LeBron? Who's he taking a spot for?
Anybody.
Someone that doesn't deserve to be there anyway.
Well, I mean, that's not necessarily true because Trae Young deserved to be there, and he wasn't there because of injury, right? Because spots were open. So LeBron James missteps there, takes a spot, could have gave it to somebody else, could have nominated someone else. That would have been cool, right? But they're taking team pictures, which is always, I guess, an honor, right? You're there with all the greats of the year. Or it should be an honor. That's the thing.
My favorite group photo every year is all the NFL head coaches.
Oh, that is pretty good.
When does that come out?
That is pretty good.
That's always my
so
favorite group photo.
So they're taking their all-star team photos, and LeBron James jumps in with some big names. They're all-stars, guys. Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, James Harden, Kyrie's there. They're all there posing in their all-star uniforms. And LeBron James jumps in with street clothes. This is the team photo. Street clothes, dude. Like, not like a warm-up outfit. Like, this is what he was rocking. And they're like, all right, we're taking the team photo. Now, I understand he was hurt. I understand he wasn't playing. But you're going to tell me his ankle hurt so much that he couldn't throw on a pair of shorts, the tank top, the shirt, and just pose with the rest of the team like a guy who's honored to be on the All-Star team? I thought that was odd. In my opinion, ruin the photo. I get it. He's LeBron James. Any photo with LeBron James is a great photo. I'd be thrilled to have a photo with LeBron James. But these are his contemporaries. These are other big stars. If I was Steph Curry, if I was Kevin Durant, I'd be like, yo, man, put your uniform on. What are you doing? You're ruining the photo. Ruined the photo. Now, what did I say? I said I've been there and I've done that. I am not guilt-free here. I have my own stories. But we also want to open it up to you and your thoughts. 877-99 on Fox. To me, it just adds to the feeling of how little do you care about this? Because when you, the player, the superstar, the team doesn't care about the product, how do you expect the fans to care about the product? How do you expect us to care about the game? You don't even care enough to put the uniform on for a photo. And that's just one little side story here. But that feeling translates to us, and that's why we are left here like, that was boring.
No, the question here is ruining, the topic really is ruining the photo.
Yeah.
And some people care.
How could you not?
And some people
Dude, that's the problem. It's supposed to be an honor. You're supposed to care. If you don't, why should I?
All right. I have so many examples of
I'll give you a really bad example to start it off. It's still early. Nobody's listening, right?
I mean, it's probably the most listened to Dan Patrick Hour, but go on.
Well, then I got to say this with a little. I got to preface this by saying, you know, when you're a little kid, you have no perspective, especially when you're a little 80s kid and you're a little sexist 80s kid. That was me, little sexist 80s kid.
Yeah. You know what the story goes, Danny G? Covino didn't believe the Go-Go's played instruments.
I didn't. I thought that was fake. I believed the Chipmunks
Sexist.
were more real than the Go-Go's.
That's sexist.
I'm like, there's no way girls play the drums and guitar.
This guy's terrible.
Very sexist.
I was like, I believe Alvin and Simon and Theodore are real musicians. I don't know about these Go-Go's.
You hear this guy?
That's how I felt as a kid.
You've come a long way.
I've evolved. You know what it should show you? Man, what a great guy Covino turned out to be.
Yeah.
Because he was like the worst 80s kid that ever was.
Yeah, that's not what we were thinking.
Bro, it was the 80s, okay? So I evolved a lot. But when I was an 80s kid, there was like one girl on your Little League team, right? Looking back as a girl dad, as a respectful, evolved man, I say, man, good for them.
How cool.
How cool is that? But back then, when I was a nose-picking little sexist brat, I was like, man, this girl ruins the whole photo. She ruins the whole team photo because it made your team look soft, right? You display the photo and your friends come over like, you got a girl on your team? And you're like, yeah, I guess. Looking back, I'm like, wow, she was ahead of her time. Good for her. That was great. She was good. She held her own. Back then, when I was a kid, I'm like, look at her holding the sign, ruining the photo. Her little Dutch boy girl haircut. That's what I felt. I'm not going to lie.
Ruined the photo.
Just ruined the photo.
My examples are not as terrible as Covino's. I'm a good man. But I hear what you're saying.
Or how about the kid that had he was like a little bit of a husky kid, so he had to get an oversized jersey or something. He had to wear like oversized pants, and they didn't match anyone else's team. Like this kid right here, husky kid. He ruined the photo.
I had a, all right, now you're talking because I had a.
What do you mean now I'm talking?
I had a team photo for one of my Little Leagues. Remember they would put on a plaque and you put that crap in your room because you were proud of it, like my Little League team, right?
That's what I'm saying.
There was one kid who wore jeans.
Oh, what a pathetic team you played for. Kid wore jeans.
Little League picture day. So here I am. It's like probably 1991. The minor league Red Sox. And I'm with all my buddies. Everyone's got their navy blue Red Sox, T-shirts.
Who was on your team? Kelly Leak of the Bad News Bears? Did you ride a moped there?
We had the navy blue T-shirts. My kids' teams now, they have like professional uniforms.
Who wore jeans on the Little League team besides the coach and his like 1970s slacks?
Has everyone else recognized that as parents? My son's in T-ball. He has a home and road jersey. They have legitimate uniforms.
No, we had ones from the 60s, and we got them like left over.
You recycled. No, we did.
Mine smelled like cigars.
We had T-shirts. Like, if let's say I was the Brewers that year, we had a blue T-shirt that just said Brewers. Like, they just printed T-shirts. White baseball pants and T-shirts.
Yeah.
Now, my kids on the Rockies, we have home and away jerseys, and we have, they have purple baseball socks and matching belts, and they're 5.
But you know what? You could relate because that kid, for whatever reason, maybe they made a stupid face or they showed up in jeans, ruined the photo.
I remember having a picture.
And that's what LeBron James did. This is an honor. It's the All-Star team. Hey, let me ask you one quick question, Rich. The guy that backs into his parking spot thinks he's
better than you.
LeBron James is there with his other contemporaries, other superstars, and he's wearing street clothes? What is he, the coach? Does he think he's better than me?
But he's not playing.
Hey, what do you got, a problem?
It's LeBron James.
That's the point, dude. You got to play the humble card because people are going to say, what is LeBron James?
You want him to suit up so that the
suit
picture...
up? Dude, is that asking a whole lot? You're already there. You're taking a team photo. Are you not on the team?
Yeah, but he's not playing.
So what?
He's been to like 20 of them.
Exactly. You're not caring about it.
All right.
So why should we, the fans?
All right. If you want to share some funny stories about ruining the photo, I have a few.
I haven't even gotten to mine.
The team photo as a kid where the one dude in the front row was wearing jeans, and I couldn't, as a little kid, my OCD was like, why is this stupid kid?
I hate that for you. We should track that kid down. Give him a beat down.
Why is this one kid wearing jeans in our baseball team photo? I hate it.
Looking back, you were mad at the kid, but you have to now, as an evolved adult, say it's because his parents didn't love him. That's why.
Now, this sounds super douchey. My wife and I were on our honeymoon, so let me preface by saying that because it's not like I'm some world traveler. But my wife and I have a photo of us. On our honeymoon, we did a little trip around Europe. Only time I've ever done it. It was awesome. So for our honeymoon, one of the stops on our trip was France. One of the most beautiful sights you'll ever see.
Did you get a croissant?
Oh, of course I got a croissant.
You got a croissant?
You know I got a croissant.
Wow. Tell me about it.
Not a croissant, a croissant. So I'm in France, which the one time I've been there, again, my honeymoon with my wife. The background is picturesque. Like, when celebrities are on their like douchey yachts in the French Riviera.
Yeah, barf. Yeah.
Yeah. Behind me, were mountains, the water, and all those rich people's boats. And my wife and I have a photo.
Oh, and in the background is Odell Beckham Jr. and Victor Cruz, and they're wearing Timberlands?
No.
They're posing on a boat?
My wife and I have this picture of her and I. And right as the person, click, the picture of my wife and I with the most picturesque background, some tiny little kid walks in our frame, but it looks like he's standing next to us like he's our child. So
wait, he had a big head then?
So we, yeah.
Big Rich
So
Davis
I
head.
have like the most beautiful picture of my wife and I, and next to us, it looks like we adopted like a little Dominican kid or something. I'm like, who is this kid in our
Racist.
photo? Well, that's what he looks like, Danny. So, all right, that's one. There's a rule that goes along with this so that pictures aren't ruined.
That's a little kid, a big poppy photobomb. So the photobomb will ruin a photo.
The
for sure.
photobomb, the photobomb's interesting because if you're at a bar taking a photo, hey, you got together with your old college buddies. It's funny one time when some dope at the bar is like, hey, but if he does it more than once, then you got to be like, hey, dude, scram. Because I get it. The one-time photobomb is funny. Like, hey.
Now Google could fix that easily.
Yeah. But I had to bring this up because I'm at the park with my daughter and her friends. And my daughter has like 3 of her little best buddies. Their little girl squad. They're all 7 years old, 8 years old. And it's like her little best pals. And they had all come from gymnastics, so they were looking all cute in their little outfits. So I was like, hey, girls, I'll let Emmy's dad here take a picture. And there was some other girl that's like not in their crew. Was like, me too. How do you tell a little kid get out of the picture?
Oh, it's like the little kid that didn't dress up for Halloween.
I was like, that's cool. All right, now one without her. What are you gonna do? You can't tell a little kid get out of the picture.
You blew it.
It's my daughter and her best friends and some random girl at the park.
No,
I'm like,
you can't
hey,
do
random girl at the
that.
park. You're gonna sit this one out.
You ask that girl to take the picture. That's what you do, and you jump in it.
And
The truffle shuffle.
and Danny
Do
G,
it.
the other lesson learned here in Covino and Rich, as we talk about LeBron, as Covino said, ruining the All-Star photo.
He did. I would love for Danny G, because, again, he's a LeBron super fan and Lakers fan. I'm not a LeBron hater, but in my opinion, he did.
There's
Wait, you make it sound like I have a LeBron poster above my bed.
You don't? I thought you did.
No, I'm a Lakers fan, and whoever our lead dog is, then I'll support that player.
Do you agree, though? Like, that was
It's
sort
a
of big
bad,
time the
it's-
moment?
It's a bad look, yeah.
Yeah.
So I have, to wrap this up, I have a lesson, and Covino's dad has a solution. Yeah, Covino's dad.
How
The
would
lesson-
your dad say it, Covino?
The lesson is, if there's a new person in the crew, your brother's new girlfriend, or hey, that's
Uncle Hank's Floozy of the Month.
yeah, Uncle Hank's Floozy of the Month. When you take that Christmas photo, that person's on the end. That way, they could be cropped out when their time is over.
Right.
They've all heard about this by now, though. So it's ruined.
Yeah, but
Like,
if,
they know what you're up to.
but if you're hanging out with all your old high school
Yeah, but
pals,
they should also have the wherewithal to know it's their job to take the photo. How about they pick up on that rule?
take the photo, or if you're in it, go on the end because you might eventually be cropped out of this bad boy. It's just the rule. Like, you got to know, but I am in favor of that person being in the photo.
Sometimes I offer up because I don't want to be in that photo. I'm like, you know what? I'll take it because I don't want to be with you guys.
Danny, I learned that lesson on an episode.
I'm not seeing a bright future with this little get-together.
On an episode of How I Met Your Mother. This is a great lesson they learned, where if the person's permanent, that could be the first photo. So I'm always cool with the new person being in the photo. Just put them on the end. But Covino's dad has the best solution.
My dad was the inventor. This is a true story, guys. The inventor of Photoshop. What he used to do, this is true. My grandma, every grandma had like walls of photos, right? High school photos were still framed, like graduation photos, family photos, wedding photos. We don't live that life the way we did growing up, where there was a million photo frames all over the wall.
By the way, in a related story today, I saw, I think it was on BuzzFeed, Gen Z, like teenagers and 20-year-olds, have a new fascination with printing out like tangible photos. So they're saying that
Maybe it's on the
that
come up.
it's on the come up.
The comeback.
That the idea of printing out photos is fascinating to a teenager.
So it would always be, who's that guy? And it was like the ex-husband or ex-boyfriend or ex-somebody. There was a lot of like people who were in these photos that weren't necessarily in the family anymore. So my dad would cut out celebrity heads of anybody, of John Davidson, the host of Hollywood Squares, or Tony Danza, or Henry, whoever's famous at the
Get
time.
the pictures from the TV guy.
Yeah, Steve Urkel. Yeah, he'd cut out like Mr. T's head or something, and he would put them all over, these people's heads.
He'd get a glue stick and just put them on.
You'd go over my house or my grandmother's house. There'd be all these like random celebrity heads covering the other heads on the frame. So
Judith Light was at Thanksgiving '91.
yeah, so my dad claims that he's the true inventor of Photoshop because he was the first to do this in the early '80s.
Right.
Now, again, how did I do this? I pulled the LeBron, so I'm not innocent here. Look at me now, man. What a great guy. I don't back into parking spots. I don't think I'm better than you. I'm not sexist anymore. I'm a girl dad. I watch the WNBA. I'm a great guy. But, Danny G, there was a point in the early 2000s when I was a mega bag of douche, right? I really was.
It's hard to believe.
No.
When Covino says,
But you got to hear me out, though, because I still think there's a part of me that's right, but looking back, I was wrong.
when Covino says, "I'm a girl dad. I'm not sexist." It's like when a racist person goes, "I have black friends." Like, come on,
Yeah, so
come on.
I remember one of our buddies was having a themed party, and I don't know, that was like painful to my ears back then. I'm like, I'm not doing that. What?
But like, why are you so reluctant?
Our buddy had a pink party. I'm like, what is that? What is that?
Sounds lame.
Yeah, exactly, right? And especially I'm in my early 20s. I'm trying to be super cool guy. And my girlfriend's like, we gotta go. And I'm like, I'm not, what? What is a pink party? Everybody's wearing pink. I'm like, yeah, everybody but me. And
I was there.
hold on.
I was there.
So, dude, everyone shows up, and all the dudes, they're wearing their pink button down that they got at Express or Structure at the time. Everyone's busting out their pink outfit. And I showed up. I am not lying. I'm true to my word here. I showed up blue button down. And everyone's like, it's a pink party. I'm like, I don't care what party. You're lucky I'm here. But here I am thinking I'm better than you, just like LeBron. Yeah, that's why I'm speaking from experience.
You were the a-hole of the night. I remember
You
this.
look at those photos now, I want to punch myself in the face. I'm
Danny.
like, what a douche. Look at me. Why was I such a jerk? That's how I feel. I'm the only guy posing with a bunch of dudes in pink shirts, and I'm wearing a blue shirt like I'm cooler than all of you.
Yeah, no one necessarily was like, oh man, I can't wait to wear a pink shirt. But when someone said, hey, we're having a theme party, it was at a really cool club in New York City. We were in our 20s. Danny, when I tell you the pictures, all of the, beautiful girls and the dudes are all wearing like a pink t-shirt or button down. It was a theme. You don't necessarily love the theme, but when you get invited to a party with a theme, you go along with it. When they have that Fanatics white party every year and everyone wears, they're all the rich people go to that party and they wear their linen.
Yeah.
Covino would
Those
be the guy.
Diddy white parties you used to go to.
I never went to a Diddy party. Don't start that rumor.
That you hated.
Covino would be the guy that would show up to that Fanatics white party that, who's the guy? I'm drawing a blank. The guy that runs Fanatics.
Oh, Mark, what's his name? I forget.
You forget?
Yeah, just like you did.
Mark,
Carry on.
Mark Douche with money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him. You'd be the guy that shows up in like a black t-shirt.
And I did that with the blue button down. The point is I ruined the photo. Looking back, like, who's that a-hole? Oh, that was Covino. Too cool to wear the pink shirt. And again, I deserve the criticism.
Michael Rubin.
Michael Rubin.
Not Mark.
How do you criticize me when you're the dummy talking about it and didn't even think of his name? I didn't get the Mark Rubin invite.
Michael Rubin.
Michael Rubin.
All right.
By the way, I forgot his name on purpose when he ruined the baseball jerseys this past season. So, your thoughts. I want to know two things. Did LeBron ruin the photo? And the times that someone, or maybe it was you, that ruined the photo.
Chris in L.A., you're on with Covino and Rich in for DP. What's up, man?
Good morning, fellas. I love your show.
Oh, thanks, man.
I think you guys are spot on, man. I think this is LeBron being LeBron. He always wants to be the center of attention, And he's all about team as long as the team revolves around him. And think about it. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, when someone looks at that picture, what's the main thing that's going to stand out? LeBron.
It looks like he's the coach. Like he's better than them. I don't like that. If I was Harden or KD, I mean, was he trying to big time me here?
No,
I don't like that.
Won't put on his jersey. He's not playing, though.
Dude, you're acting like it's so hard to put on shorts. To put on shorts in the shirt? That's not asking a lot.
Well, to be fair, he's dealing with an ankle and foot injury, so that would have aggravated the injury to put shorts on.
Yeah, I'm sure. Just like it aggravated him when he put on his outfit in the morning. Get out of my face.
Ken in Ohio, you're on. What's up,
Ken.
buddy?
Morning, fellas. How y'all?
We're good, man. What's on your mind?
Hey, listen, everybody's calling on Mr. LeBron James here. Here's a fact, a straight fact. When this young man was in high school, he was just a crown prince back then. And during that period when he was in high school, you would have zero contact with agents. You would receive zero gifts from anybody. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Bottom line is, Prince LeBron at that time got a real nice Hummer from an agent, and then turned around and wrecked it. And the only reason it was ever known is because he wrecked it and it became public record. And a reporter got a reporter, reported on it.
So what's the what's your point, Ken?
The point is, any other athlete at that time would have lost everything as far as any kind of amateur status.
I'm still not following.
Yeah, he's a privileged guy. People bend rules for LeBron.
But LeBron for the last 20 years has done
an amazing job.
He has.
So
that's how we started the conversation,
He's,
and that's why it stands out even more, Danny G.
Yeah.
And then when you think about why is everyone hating on the All-Star game so much this year, this only adds to the story because they don't care about it.
Are you pointing out though? I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Are we pointing out just another trivial thing where LeBron would be like, really? Now people are criticizing my street clothes?
To me, it's a real life moment. We've all been there. I've been that person. I think he even knows, like, yeah, I messed up. Because he could have easily put on his outfit.
So you're saying
His uniform.
LeBron James wearing street clothes where everyone else has a uniform is equivalent to when the kid wore jeans in my Little League picture?
Yes.
It's fair.
Ruin the photo.
Fair.
Really quick, Rich. Yeah. I'm sorry. I was just going to say that your boy Arnie Spanier texted into the show.
What's up, Arnie? I love that guy.
I'm sure, weekend personality here on the network. And I'm sure people have maybe some experience with this when it comes to work photos. He says, Fox Sports said, let's take a picture with all the hosts. So I jumped in. They said, no, only the Monday through Friday hosts. the real ones.
Oh, burn.
I had to leave.
That's horrible. Man, that's mean. Yeah, I don't like that.
Well, put Arnie on the end so we could crop him out if we want
Yeah,
to.
exactly. That's how you handle it.
Love you, buddy. Danny.
No, we meant, Arnie, can you take the photo? That's what we meant.
Yeah, Arnie, call the show this morning, and then I'll edit you out of the podcast version.
Yeah, that's cold-blooded. All right, how about this, though? Danny G, can you give me who was on that team that maybe it was their first time on that team, or maybe it's a younger player and they're just honored to be there? You don't think that sort of ruins the moment for that guy who's proud to be in a photo and a teammate of LeBron James? It ruins the moment for that guy. I think Tatum's on that team, but he's been there, done that. But for a younger player,
Tyler Hero.
Okay, like Tyler Hero. You don't think it meant a little something to him that he played in a time where the great LeBron James was on his All-Star team? Oh, man, you got a photo, Dad? Tyler Hero's an old guy. He busts out the photo. He's like, yeah, look, I played on a team with LeBron. LeBron's not even in the uniform. You don't think it kind of ruins it for those guys? It's a slight – it wasn't intentional in my opinion, but it was a misstep that could be perceived as disrespectful to his teammates. And as a fan and as a guy who's been there and done that and seen it, it rubs me the wrong way. The B-side to Johnny Gill.
I gotta tell you two quickies. Number one, Danny, this is the vain part of me. I feel like you're not as vain as me, or especially Covino. If you took a photo with one of your heroes, but you looked like crap in the picture, would that haunt you?
No, I would let it go.
Yeah, I have pictures with some of my heroes, but I feel like I don't look good. I have a picture with Joe Montana, and I feel like I look weak as hell. And it's like, can I display a photo where you look like, oh, man, I look terrible that day? Or is that's vanity taking over, right? And how about this? Covino, every year for a few years, I had gone to this old school wrestling convention with some of my buddies, just because we were reminiscing. You know, it was fun to see those old school wrestlers that we grew up with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guys like Sergeant Slaughter, they go there in their costume, right? Like they play it up, like because they know fans are paying $50 or whatever to take a picture. There's Demolition wore their face makeup. Jake the Snake Roberts showed up there. I'm not even joking. Wearing a Golden State Warriors t-shirt and like baggy pants. And I'm like
dad jeans.
Like I'm thinking, like, what do you assume he should go there?
Yeah.
In his Jake the Snake gear?
You would think, yeah, sort of ruin the moment.
That would be like MC Hammer showing up to a meet and greet back in the day in Underoos.
Yeah, no. Where's the Hammer pants, buddy?
Speaking of ruining photos, we were at the volume party for Super Bowl weekend, and we got invited to Colin Cowherd's party, right? The volume party. We hadn't seen Colin in a minute, and you know we're fans. We're filling in for Colin on Friday.
Yeah.
We don't have any photos with Colin, none. And people may find that odd. Like I worked at K-Rock New York for 8 years. I don't have one photo of me and Howard Stern. Not one.
Sometimes you don't cross paths.
Yeah,
that
you
much.
just don't cross paths, and you know you wish you had that photo. You rarely see Colin because we're on different schedules. He works in a different building, but you know I'm a fan. So we're there at the party. He's like, stars. Yeah, okay, Colin, we jump in a photo? We get in a photo, me and Rich. John Middlecoff takes the photo. He may have taken the worst photo that ever was.
And I love that guy.
And by the way, I love John. He's great.
You guys hit it off. I thought Covino was going to try to replace me with John Middlecoff.
I hate everybody. I thought John was great. I'm like, dude, you're awesome because he was he was real intense. I love talking to the guy.
Not a great photographer.
Not a great photographer. Speaking of photos ruined.